Hello, everyone. I just decided to hop on here. I know I'm about 1 minute early, so we won't start any technical content quite yet, but I wanted to come over and say hello. I see we have some folks in chat already. Um, I do apologize in advance. I'm going to be kind of looking up during this workshop because of where my screens are set up. I've got a bunch of different things going on. But if I keep looking up, it is because that is where chat is. How is everyone doing today? Let me know in chat how your day is going, where you're calling in from, really anything you want to share. I've got a lovely little cortado that I'm going to be sipping on throughout the workshop. So if you're snacking on anything or having a coffee or a tea, let me know. I am curious. But I'm gonna wait a couple more seconds here before we actually get started. What we're gonna be doing here is an intro to Google AI Studio. I know many of you might already be familiar with it, but I'm going to be doing a bunch of demos of different things you can do with the tool. I agree that coffee sounds good. That is why I secured myself one. Ooh, going through semester exams. What exams do you have coming up? How can we let's like everyone give this hacker some good luck energy. Yeah, let me know what exam you have coming up. I'm curious. Mm-mm-mm. DBMS. I don't know what this means. Database something. Um, some tea here. Lovely. That sounds delicious. Um, cool. Well, now that we have officially hit the 1 minute mark, um, I'm gonna jump into what we're doing here today. So, like I said, this is Intro to AI Studio. I'm gonna be showing up a bunch of things, but I do want to call out that in order to be eligible for the swag drop I'm gonna give out, you need to be checked into the workshop. So make sure you go and register and check in if you haven't done that already. I'm going to leave this up for another couple seconds here. I'll also drop the link in chat for y'all. Boom, let me grab this. And there you go. There is also the link in chat for everybody. Oh, okay, cool. I was right with databases. Only subject still left. Oh my gosh, that's probably gonna feel really amazing once you have that done. Um, we are all wishing you the very best luck. I'm sure you're gonna rock it. Okay. Anyone need this link up longer? Give me a holler in chat. Okay. Hello, pal is checked in. We love to see it. Alrighty, I'm gonna keep moving along here. If anyone needs me to come back, you can holler. I do want to introduce myself real quick. For those of you I haven't met yet, my name is Mary. I work on first party events here at Major League Hacking. What that means is I get to work on events we run in house. So things like Global Hack Week, which we run these every single month, if you did not know already. Outside of this, I get to work on some of the conferences we do. I get to work with a lot of our student organizers. I was a hackathon organizer before I started working here. So that is how I got involved in the community. Um, my fun fact is I signed up to take some beginner violin lessons this summer. So I'm excited to pick up a new hobby, perhaps. We'll see how it goes. And maybe if they turn out well, Rosendo and I can do like a kazoo violin crossover on stream. If you know, you know. Awesome. Quackers and cheese. Procured a coffee. What kind of coffee did you get? Like, uh, let us know. I'm curious what everyone's orders are. Um, cool. Well, that's a little bit about me. We have a pretty light crowd today, so introduce yourself in chat if you want. Folgers, I respect it. Nothing wrong with that. Um, All righty. Well, I'm going to jump into what we're actually doing today. So this is an intro to Google AI Studio. We are going to go through a bunch of stuff here, and this is actually my very last slide of the PowerPoint because I'm going to just be showing you how to actually use Google AI Studio for the rest of this workshop. So we are going to do a little switcheroo here. And I'm going to spend the bulk of my time today. We have the next 30-ish minutes or so, but we can go a little long if we want. Um, Walking you through how to use the platform and just showing you some of the cool stuff that is on it. So I want to start by just showing you a couple of things on the screen, pointing out where they are, all of that good stuff. So this is where you'll be taken to if you go to the AI Studio. I'm gonna drop the link in chat. I might be going a little fast for following along, but feel free to follow along if you would like. And if I go too fast at all, I can stick around afterwards or just holler at me to slow down. But this is where that link takes you. Couple of things to point out here. So this is the main kind of AI Studio chat page. So think about if you've like chatted with Google Gemini or another LLM, this is that like just kind of home base where you can come and send prompts, get responses, all of that stuff. There's a lot more you can do in here, which is exactly what the workshop is going to be, but that is what this studio is. I'm going to show you all the dashboard in just a second. I'll stick over here though. So there are a couple different ways that you can interact with Google Gemini here. So the first one is the chat. There's a real-time stream, which I'm going to show you all. You can generate a video. There's starter apps. You can also go through and see all of your prompt history. So I was like practicing this out beforehand. So if you go and look through my prompt history, you will see basically everything I'm about to do, but from like an hour ago. So that's all the stuff over here. Over in the runtime settings, you can play around with what model you're using. There's some cool information on here. So like, so right now we're in 2.0 Pro preview, and I can see on here when the knowledge cutoff was. This one was January 2025. It'll let me know like some of the things that it's best for. So this one's coding, reasoning, multimodal understanding. Multimodal is what it sounds like. It's using multiple modes to give it input. So you could be like talking with the LLM and also sharing your screen, something like that. This other one lets me know, okay, this is best for like large scale processing, some cool stuff in there. But I'm gonna just stick with this one for now. We might play around with it as we go. There are also some different things you can turn on and off down here. Specifically today, I'm going to show you all code execution and grounding with Google search. Feel free to play around with these though. You can go into advanced settings, lots of stuff in here. I do want to just quickly point out the documentation. So this is opening in another tab. They have really fantastic docs for the Gemini Developer API. So if you are using this in a project, whether it be at Global Hack Week or a personal project you're doing, and you're running into any issues, I highly recommend checking out their docs. They're just very well structured, and there's a lot in there. So I bet you can find an answer to questions that may arise. And then I do want to show you the dashboard. So this is where you can actually grab an API key. I am going to do all the steps up until actually grabbing it because I don't want it to display on stream for you all. But all you have to do to grab one is hit create API key, and then you select what project. It might not even have you select a project if you don't already have multiple projects within Google AI Studio. So you might be able to skip that step. And then you click create API key in existing project. I already did this ahead of time, and my API key is mostly hidden right here. It's best practice to not share your API keys. If other people have them, they're able to utilize them. So do your best to keep those private. because that's best practice. So I will not share mine, but that is how you grab one. And I am going to bring us straight into the API Quick Start Guide. So we're back in that documentation that I was talking about. And they've got some fantastic starter code that will get you up and running really, really quickly. I also just see we jumped in viewership by quite a bit. So hello to everyone who's just now joining. I am going to drop the link super quickly once again on how to register for the workshop, so that anyone who is joining right now can get signed in. Uh, Largely because I'm going to give out some swag during this workshop, and I don't want you to miss out on it. So I just put that in chat again, but hello to the new folks who just joined. Alrighty. So hopping back over here, I am copying and pasting this code from the quick start guide. And I actually already pulled it up over here in VS Code. I made one change to it, and that is I stored my API key in this .env file, so that I can grab it in the environment variable instead of needing to display it on stream right here. But if you are copying and pasting it, just pasting your key in right here will work for you. So I want to put in a prompt. I'm going to ask, when is Global Hack Week open source? Let's try that out. Actually, let's make it a little harder. I'm going to say GHW open source. We don't want to give it too much work, or we don't want to make it too easy. And then I am going to run this. So Python 3 Gemini demo.py, that looks right. Boom. Okay. Oh wow, we got a very, very quick response. Okay, so it looks like GHW is an open source library, and it's telling me all about that. So didn't quite give me the answer that I would like, which was hopefully telling me about when Global Hack Week open source is. So I'm going to show you all how to fix that. So we're going to pop right back over into the AI Studio. Boom. And I'm going to ask the same question over here because I'm curious if I'm going to get the same response. I'm going to say, when is GHW open source? And let's see what we get there. We're getting some. Hello. Okay, cool. So it looks like it's particularly getting caught up on that GHW piece because it can mean a couple of different things. And so it's asking about maybe the Grace Hopper celebration, some other project. I am going to try this exact same prompt, but turning on grounding with Google search. What this does is it lets it kind of check its answer against a Google search. And it is likely going to give me a much more accurate response. So let's ask here, when is GHW open source? We have grounding on. And fingers crossed this will tell us that it is right now, because in case you didn't know, you're at Global Hack Week Open Source Week. Yay! And we got a much more accurate answer here, which is awesome. GHW is a free event series. Some of these weeks have an open source theme. For example, Global Hack Week open source is scheduled for May 9th through 15th. So if you check over here, the knowledge cutoff for this one was January 2025. And so we would not have published these event dates by then. The only reason we were able to actually grab such accurate information here is because of this simple toggle. Really, really cool stuff. Like, I'm sure everyone here knows that AI can make mistakes, and that's something you need to watch out for. But just adding this grounding with Google search really helps reduce the number of mistakes that it might make because you have that additional check from the Google search. Um, Another really cool thing right here is you can actually grab the code from like a new prompt that you've made. So let's say I want to actually grab like how I could do this within a project using the Gemini API instead of being inside of the AI Studio. And all you have to do is come up here in these brackets and it will pull up the code. So you can select what language you want it in. You can also decide whether or not you want the prompt history. So I'm going to do no prompt history and Python and copy this. And then if I come back over to VS Code, actually I already pasted this in for y'all because I wanted to use my env variable. But you can run this in here. And so the difference is I'm actually calling the Google Gemini API from my local machine and doing that search with the grounded search. And so I'm going to get much more accurate data. So I asked in here, when is Global Hack Week open source? So let's run this Python 3 with grounding.py. Hopefully I spelled everything right. And we should get that more accurate response about Global Hack Week open source, which we did. So what happened here is not only did it call the Gemini API to like use the knowledge it currently has to try to answer the question, but then it went and did a Google search and was able to see like, oh, there's a thing called Global Hack Week open source, and this is when it's happening, and was able to give me that extra piece of information. And this was basically one line of code added here. Oh, someone's asked, could you please scroll up so we can see the end of the code? Yes, absolutely. I can also copy and paste it in. Here's all of it though. Let me know if you want me to leave it on any longer. But yeah, this was all generated from the prompt that I made. Really, really cool stuff. Like the thing I really love about tools like this is I just think it makes it so much easier to get started. I know it can be very intimidating if you are new to programming. And this just gives you like a really awesome place to start. And you can always go and build from here, expand from here. So that is the first thing I wanted to show you all. The next thing I want to show you is over in the over back in Google AI Studio. Let me find my mouse. There we go. And I'm going to show you one thing that I think is really, really cool. And this is you can upload different things, including videos, which is what I'm going to show you. And the context window that you're able to get is really, really excellent. So I'm uploading a about 40-minute video from HackCon. And I'll talk about what I'm doing, but let me get it started. So I'm going to ask it, can you provide a summary of this video and a bulleted list of key moments with timestamps? I'm going to get this running because it's going to take a little bit. And what's going to happen here is it's going to be able to watch this entire video, give me a summary of it, and then also break it down into different pieces. So I'll know like, okay, the first few minutes were an introduction or whatever they may be. What's really, really neat about this is not only like how quickly it can do it, but the level of recall is really excellent. So like, even if I could watch this video really, really fast, it's likely that I probably wouldn't be able to remember most of it. And it's able to like go back and reference really quickly what was happening in that 37 minutes. So it is going here. We'll give it a little bit longer. But this one is really, really cool. Like a use case for this that I was thinking about is I upload all of these videos from HackCon, which is our annual organizer conference. And having timestamps for folks, I think will make it way easier for them to like come in and see, okay, I'm gonna like go to the parts of this video that are most relevant to me. And so like this could generate, YouTube descriptions for me and those timestamps, which is gonna make it just easier to, go and add that to YouTube, make the video look more polished. So look at that. In about a minute and a half, it was able to go through the video, give me a summary, and then let me know what all of the key moments were. I want to take this one step further. I'm going to ask it, can you add timestamped links to the bulleted list? And let's see if it can do that. So I want to try to have it so I can click on it and then it'll take me to, the 8-minute, 15-second mark in the video, for example. This one might take a little time as well. A good moment for a coffee break. Mm-mm. See, we have some more new folks that joined. Hi, everyone. Let me know. No one's let me know in chat where they're calling in from or tuning in from. It's not calling in. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Okay, we're at about 41 seconds here. And I bet it does this in under 70 seconds. Is going to be my guess. We'll see though. I need like some nice hold music for y'all. Okay, we're getting the thinking. Oh, we didn't hit my guess, but that's okay. Oh, one thing you can do is if you turn off thinking, it can go a little bit faster because it's not like also spending the time doing that. Okay, I was off by 13 seconds. Not bad. But now this has given me links. So I could go and put this into the YouTube description on that video. And then let's say you're someone who's organizing a hackathon and you come in here and you're like, oh, like I've already trained my marketing team, but I'm really curious about online advertising. You just click into this and go like straight to that point. So really, really cool stuff in there. That is the video parsing. So we've gone over starting with Google search. We've done video parsing. I want to show you all how to use this stream function because I think it's very cool. So basically the stream real-time function, I can show Gemini what is on my screen. And I can also like give audio prompts. I am not going to do the audio prompts just because I'm live streaming to you all and it'll get confusing if I'm trying to stream to Gemini and to you all. So I'm going to do a simple screen share. Oh, and I see we have questions. Quick break for questions. So can you do that all on the free tier or paid? So the last one I did uses a lot of tokens since the video is so large. So you would need to have quite a few tokens for that one, but you can get free access to the API. And then what does turning thinking on off do? Great question. So turning thinking on and off just lets you, let's say like, I can't think of a question. What is Global Hack Week? So if I have thinking on, it is going to tell me the process that it used to give me an answer. This is really helpful for debugging or like generally, I just think it's interesting. Letting me know like what's it doing. So first it's deconstructing what I actually asked for. It's thinking about what the key components are, brainstorming, like going through all of this data to give me this response in the end. So if I turned off thinking, instead of having all of this, I just get the response at the end. But great question. Okay, so back over to the stream. I am going to show you all how to do this. So I'm changing mine to text output only. And I am going to share my screen with it. And I am going to share the MLH season page. So this is the page where we have all of our upcoming hackathons. So if you're looking for a hackathon to go and check this out. And I am going to say, we'll just exit out of that for now. Can you grab the event data from this page and store it as a CSV? I'm going to run this, and in basically instant timing, it was able to grab that. There are lots of tools you can use for scraping data like this. What's really cool about this one is like, if you have little quick tasks where like, I don't know about y'all, but I've so many times like copied and pasted a ton of stuff from a website and then like played around with it in Google Sheets to get it how I wanted it. This just does it like very, very quickly for you. And I'm actually going to ask it to put that CSV into JSON because I'm going to use it later. So I'm going to say, can we actually have that in .json? And this should be able to really quickly convert it from the CSV to a JSON. There we go. I'm going to copy this because we're going to use that in a second. But that's the stream with real time. Very quick to get started with, and I think just a genuinely really cool feature. But I am going to actually use that to show you all the code execution. So I know I called this out at the beginning. What's cool about, well, I'll just show you code execution and then I'll talk about what's cool about it. So I'm going to ask it, can you make me a bar graph that shows events by region, use matplotlib and code execution. I'm pasting the JSON below, and then I'm going to paste that. So while this is running, code execution lets you actually run code within Google AI Studio. In theory, like I could just take whatever code it generates, put it over into VS Code and run it there. But what's nice about this is like it is an environment where it's gonna be able to like do all of the setup for me. So it's really nice like as a playground when you're working with, you know, maybe new tools and things like that. I don't need to worry about making sure I have like everything downloaded correctly and set up. And it was in, how long was that? That was very, very quick. 30 seconds. Created this bar graph from the data that we scraped from the season page. So really, really cool stuff. Like the code execution, I think is such a game changer. I don't know about y'all, but like the setup piece for my environment is my least favorite part of coding. So really, really cool. I'm going to do one more thing with code execution, and that is I'm going to have Gemini pick a winner for our raffle. So if y'all give me a second, I am going to download the reg data of who is signed up for the workshop right now. I'm going to remove any of the personal data from it. And then, okay, there we go. And then I'm going to ask it to write some code to do a raffle. So let me remove y'all's info from this. So we just have names. My productivity pro tip of the day is if you are ever working in like, if you use Google Sheets, Google Docs, all of that stuff, you can just type sheets.new or docs.new into your browser and it'll automatically make you a brand new Google Doc or sheet, which is quite cool. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of all of this data, delete, and now I just have everyone's names in here who is at the workshop. So we're gonna download this as a CSV. Alrighty, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna say, well, first I'm gonna pull my CSV in here. Boop, uploaded it, and I'm gonna say, can you go through this CSV and write a script and use code execution to pick a winner. If two people have, I'll just say, I want to pick someone who is checked into the workshop. And I'm going to say only display their first name. If there are two people with the same first name, display first name and last initial. So it's going to have to write a for loop because I am giving it that little bit of extra challenge. So we will get this running. Oh, great question on the code execution. Yes, you can run it in other languages. It is not just in Python, but that is what we are using. So if you come up here, you can change TypeScript, Rust, etc. Okay, so it went through like how it's going to do this, which I think this stuff is really awesome, particularly for beginners, like breaking down a problem into these simple steps. Like I'm going to look at the file. I'm going to filter by who's checked in. From this, I'm going to select a winner. Then I'm going to check if that's unique. So it actually gave me the code, but what I imagine y'all are interested in is the winner. And it looks like we have Samarth as the winner. So Samarth, if you are in chat, go and open a ticket in Discord, and I am going to give you a swag drop. So congrats. Um, I'm gonna try one other way of giving out swag, and that is I'm gonna copy and paste all of our Twitch comments into here because I want to see if it's able to do that. So I will give you all like 10 seconds to type in any last comments, and I'm literally gonna like copy and paste all of our Twitch comment history and have it pick out a random comment to give another piece of swag for. So I'm going to take a sip of coffee because I know my real time is a little bit behind y'all's. So we will give it a second. Have some water for good measure. Okay, I see the comments coming in. Oh, these are very kind. I'm so glad this was helpful, y'all. This is really fun to do. Okay, so I'm going to come over here and I'm copying and pasting all of the comments from this workshop. So if you commented multiple times, you technically have multiple entries. So that's exciting. Okay, so I'm going to come over here and I'm just say, I'm pasting in a bunch of comments from Twitch. Can you parse them and pick out one randomly as a winner? And I'm just pasting them in. As you can see, this is like not formatted nicely at all, but I think it should be able to still do it. Okay, give it a second. It is thinking. Yes, some Quackers and cheese definitely have the most comments, so you're most likely, but it could be anyone's. Hello from Angola. Hello. Namaste from Nepal. I'm curious what all it's thinking. Oh wow, it's like really going through this. So this is really interesting. Like it went through and broke up all of the usernames, timestamps, and the actual text from them. And now it's giving me code for it. And oh, I feel like I just spoke this into existence. Clackers and cheese, you are the winner. It goes to show you the more you comment, the better, more likely you are to win things in here. But that's awesome. Congrats, Clackers and cheese. Go and open a Discord ticket for me, and I will get you some awesome swag. Um, yeah. Okay. Well, that was my workshop. If I am counting correctly, I think we did 4 different demos in 35 minutes, which I'm pretty happy with. So just to recap quickly here, I showed y'all grounding with Google search. I showed you the stream real time. I showed you code execution. And then I also showed you how to get started with the API and how to get an API key. I'm going to stick on here for a second in case anyone has questions, but thank you all so much for joining me. I'll pull up our slide real quick again. This was so fun. If you missed my little beginning intro, this was actually my very first technical stream that I've ever done at a Global Hack Week, despite probably streaming hundreds of times for our like ceremonies and other things. But I don't normally get to come on here and do technical stuff. So this was really fun. Alrighty. Well, with that, thank you, Steph. Technically used 6 minutes more of the time than I said I was going to, so I will hop off here. But it was lovely hanging out with all of you. If you have any questions about this, please come over in Discord. I'll be hanging out in there. And send over any questions you have. If you use any of this in your projects, please let me know because I love to see how you all are using these new tools. I think it's such an exciting time to be building. Like I think these tools just can get you started so quickly. And so I've felt really motivated by the things I've been seeing you all create. With that though, I'm gonna go have some lunch. I hope you all are having a lovely Tuesday. And I will see you all on the stream hopefully very, very soon. Bye, everybody. Happy hacking.